right?
Yeah.
But so that's problem one. That's how you find the ranges. But the next problem is, how do you know where the camera poses are? If you don't know how you moved in between, that's kind of a problem. And that's sort of the magic of photogrammetry. Uh, it, it, you, in order to figure out the camera poses, you either need to know, like, the angles that you're looking at the things from, or where the two cameras are. But you can't know one without the other. So it does this like iterative process or it like optimizes the camera positions in order to figure out, like, this camera must have been here to see this scene, and this camera must have been here to see that scene. And then it makes the points and can make a 3D model that way. It's super cool, super computationally intense, and takes a long time and whatever, but like the product at the end is pretty cool.
Going to be experimenting a little. There's a technique for doing photogrammetry with a scanning along electron microscope.
Oh, that's cool.
And so we want to do a little of that with some of our coral sclerites, and then see if we can feed that into a drawing for a 3D printer to print some large-scale coral sclerites for educational materials.
Oh, that's cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Very cool.
That's a really useful technique, I think. There's a lab at the Friday Harbor Labs that does that with fish jaws and fish teeth, and kind of blows them up.
Yeah.
10 scale size to see sort of what some of the I guess what some of the structural properties are of the teeth and the jaws.
Adam Summers, right?
Yeah, very good.
You did a little bit of this for your dissertation, didn't you, Jess?
No, not with fish teeth. But,
well, not with fish teeth, but with like biological stuff.
Yeah, with fish adhesion processes.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, like clingfish?
Yeah, clingfish.
One of my students worked with Adam on that project for a while.
Yeah, they're such awesome creatures. Yeah, clingfish. There's lumpsuckers, snailfish. Yeah, there's a lot of actually adhesive fish out in the world.
All the cutest fish.
All the cutest fish. I mean, that's the lumpsucker in general.
Yes, that's the lumpsucker. But clingfish have the greatest genus name that I'm going to name my next cat.
Clinicatus?
Goby socks.
Goby socks.
Oh, that's really good.
I like that, actually. That's a cool one for naming a cat.
Jess, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I don't really know what words to put together to ask this question, but I know what engineering looks like, and I know what biology looks like, and then how do you combine them to become biological engineering? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. So for instance, for my PhD, it was looking at adhesive processes in fish, and then through SEM, TEM, a lot of microscopy and things like this, looking at, what processes are going on there, and then trying to replicate it in an artificial system. And then once I was able to do that, applying it to a lot of different robotics schemes. So I was in a bio-inspired robotics and design lab over at UC San Diego, and worked with a lot of really exciting people from Scripps to do so. And yeah, so made fish adhesive, or fish-inspired adhesives, and then applied them to underwater grippers and locomoting systems.
That's really cool.
Can you tell her about the videos you made with the eggs?
Oh yeah, I wrote one out here like in 2018 or something like that. These like just basically multi-material suction cups as an initial prototype, and we're picking up, as you can tell, the manipulator is very strong. So we're picking up eggs on deck with these little fish-inspired adhesives. So we picked up a raw egg, we rolled around. We like strapped it to a hockey puck too, so that we could actually manipulate it with the gripper.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It's definitely a fun tech activity. Sorry, I want to see where the.
I'm going to zoom out a click just to.
Yeah.
Because everything's getting a little too spread out.
Thank you.
Dr. Jessica.
A lot of doctors in this room.
I know, I was just telling Chris I gotta catch up.
So how large of a file does Norbit make at the end of the dive?
Oh, tens of gigabytes. And that, but that's, a lot of that is because of the water column data. So the water column data basically comes in as an uncompressed image, or a series of uncompressed images. So you basically have an uncompressed video at the end, or something similar, which is part of the reason why the data is so big. If you don't care about water column data, a survey, a survey for a few hours will be maybe 10 gigabytes. And some of that is navigation, and some of that is some other things too, but the majority of it is the Norbit data, the Norbit data itself.
So with the clingfish, one of the applications that Adam Summers talks about is that you could maybe design a suction cup that would allow you to scale the rocks in a waterfall.
Yeah, I'll come down.
Yeah, if you want to go rock climbing in a waterfall. No, it's a fun kind of mind trip. Yeah, basically attaching onto any rough surface that's a wetted surface. That's what the clingfish does really well. It can resist a lot of shear, torsional, a lot of different motions, and very, very well. So it's very kind of tight grip to the rock. Yeah, so anything that you want to attach onto, like a rough, irregular surface that's wetted, it would work really well for that. So I guess rock climbing in a waterfall is an extreme sport. That could be eventually a sport. I guess no one wants to do that right now.
Well, have you met Albert?
I didn't realize you extreme rock climbed waterfall.
Oh, he's into that. That's his jam.
Really?
Yeah. He's
very
into
specific.
He's into climbing waterfalls and then sliding back down them and jumping off and all that whole thing. He's got a whole group out there in.
I didn't realize people did this.
Yeah, out there in Spain.
I thought it was just a joke, like okay, well, interesting.
Yeah.
I just insulted someone's
See?
hobby.
Shouldn't limit yourself.
Shouldn't
There's
limit
a
yourself.
customer out there for everything.
It's true. we started putting them onto surgical grippers, so that was our application as well. Was originally archaeological recoveries and things for underwater purposes, and then eventually to surgical gripping. There's lots of things that one could do with the bio-inspired suction cups and bio-inspired adhesives.
Is it possible for the ROV to go a little more southward to see if we can find the, if there's a ledge still on that south side?
Sure.
I'll tug us down that way a little bit.
Roger.
Breach nav, hold position. Three 0 meters, 180.
That's a beautiful hemicorallium, it looks like. Or bubble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Been a couple in this area. They're not
So-
exactly thick on the seafloor, but there are a few around.
Gonna do a quick zoom in there, please.
Yep. They almost always have a single brittle star in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah. Full eye, please.
Looks like a primnode rip because downward facing polyps. Awesome.
There's an interesting current here too. You can kind of see it. It's the hemicorallium was kind of orthogonal to the current.
Ah.
Can almost pirouette without needing to fly.
Here's another question in the chat. So are we trying to see the difference from one side of the ridge to the much more steeper side as far as coral diversity and the different geologic features?
Yeah, typically we try to move around and see different areas. Sometimes you get higher diversity in one versus the other. And it's also hard to tell exactly where these lips are, you know, where it gets very steep versus less steep, based on the maps we have. There's a lot of localized variation, but you can come across a super steep wall really quickly. And most of what we've been going over has been quite steep. It's just, it's not vertical, but it's still very steep. You can kind of see that right here, appreciate it in the Herc view.
Oh, there's a swimming halothurian in
Yeah.
the left-hand corner.
Doing his graceful thing. He's zooming in the current.
Yeah. It's all right. Just got a small snack break and this thing comes along. So go ahead and fish out in there.
It smelled the snacks.
I know. That's actually my trap.
Oh, wow. It's doing the worm.
It seems to be a popular dance move with these guys, isn't it? Got any more zoom on there?
I do.
It's giving a really nice view of its feeding appendages there on the front. So each of those little hand features at the top, it will scoop up the sediment and move it into its mouth.
Just gave us like an awesome 360.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that is
Fly
far
a little
out.
tighter there, if you don't mind.
Sure, a little tighter. Well, look at that.
That's a nice highlight.
Yeah, for sure. I like the sort of the cape on its back that kind of pops up as its head goes down. I guess that's its head.
Yeah.
Its front end. Maybe.
Maybe. All right, friend, we'll leave you alone. Thanks for that zoom.
No problem. My pleasure. That thing was cool.
Yeah. Do you think it knows where it's going, or does it float around until it hits a nice sandy patch?
I bet it does some chemosensing of where it's going. Tastes things in the water column, but I think it probably largely is kind of blindly zooming around. Oh, we got a really nice, is that a rock? Oh no, it's coral.
No.
Yep.
Really nice big coral.
Go ahead and push on in there a bit, please.
That's a large hemicorallium fan.
How can you tell?
Sako in the chat said.
Yeah, this is the hemicorallium. You can kind of tell by looking at the ends of those branches.
Can you go in a little tighter there, please?
That's a really, really nice hemicorallium.
Full wide.
Thank you. It looks like a lung, like we were saying before. How far south do you want to trek there, Kevin?
Thank you.
I'd say a good 20 meters, 30 meters, see if we see a lip. Kind of the goal of the dive is to go along the lip of the mass wasting event, so.
Roger.
Not mass wasting,
Bridge nav, 20
technical collapse.
meters, 180.
Would you like me to change my heading once you
Bridge, that's 20 meters, 20 meters.
come around? Okay. Okay.
No worries.
In that case, do you mind if I turn a couple more degrees towards you? Just like 10? Bargain.
Have we seen octocorals?
Yeah, pretty much everything we've been looking at are octocorals. We actually, the only hexacorals or stony corals we've seen have been the black corals. We haven't really, an occasional cup coral. We haven't really been seeing any of the stony corals that occur
Anemone?
deep.
Yep, an anemone on the bottom.
You know, the umbellula are octocorals that don't have sclerites. Is that right? Meredith?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love this game. If I don't say it out loud to people that can verify if it's right or not, I'll remember it wrong and tell it to people that can't correct me. And then they go around walking with it wrong also.
Go ahead and push that on there, please. Very nice. All right, full wide, please.
Nice little anemone.
Here's a question in the chat. do any of the rocks that lie on the ocean floor contain any minerals or metals? And if so, what would be the practicality of mining these items so far beneath the ocean floor?
Well, they all contain minerals, but as far as economically valuable, the crusts are considered potentially valuable because they have high concentrations of cobalt and nickel, in addition to iron and manganese. They're not valuable enough where actually mining them is worth the money to extract it, especially because crust is very hard to extract. It's very dense on the surface here, and so it's really hard to actually take it off the crust, take it off the rock. Other than that, phosphorite, which is the calcic fluoroapatite recrystallized limestone, that tends to have high amounts of heavy rare earth elements, which are useful in a variety of modern green tech and batteries. There's still probably not enough to worth mining it. Obviously, this is a protected sanctuary, so it wouldn't be mined here, but in general, we're still not at the point where it's cost effective. As far as the basalts and the igneous rocks, there's nothing really mineable there. If you can go really deep, there's chromite pods sometimes in the crust, but that is impossible to find and get to, and obviously very expensive. But you can, that's something that's mined on the surface when sometimes these crust gets abducted, so it gets pushed up onto the continental surface. You can mine out those chromite pods for chromium. So all in all, nothing really worth the money and effort to mine at this stage, at least.
That brings up a question that I've had. What exactly is a rare earth element? Is it actually rare?
It's the lanthanides. So it's the term for like a whole row on the periodic chart. The one, you see that little row, there's a kind of on the bottom where it's wedged in between two things.
Right,
doesn't
one
really
that
fit.
they couldn't like fit in for
Yeah.
space reasons.
Yeah, so those are the lanthanides, and those are also considered rare earth elements
Okay.
in geology terms, for geochemistry at least. And they're really valuable because they're all 2+ valence states, but they all have slightly different ionic radii. So they fractionate at a consistent pattern, and they can vary depending on what minerals are around when melting occurs and other things goes on. So they're very useful for geochemical tracing, but some of those elements are also very useful in a variety of modern electronics and devices, so they're always in demand.
The lanthanides hiding down there at the bottom of the periodic table.
I think they're cool, too cool to fit in with the rest of the group.
Do we know if there's any seismic activity in this area?
No, this area is completely aseismic. It hasn't been active for probably 70 million years, anything in this area, so there's no seismics from any faulting or volcanism or anything like that.
Oh, you're pulling on me.
Yeah, I'll try to stay more stretched out to the wall
Raj.
so we can lower the delta to like
Okay.
15 or so.
Yeah.
So with these collapses that we're looking at and possibly seeing, do they just happen from natural weathering of the surface?
Yeah, and a lot of this happens usually when it's close to when it was erupting. So once it starts to sink into the mantle and starts cooling, it will subside, which means it will go deeper into the ocean.
Here
And during that initial stage is where most of this mass wasting occurs. Eventually it'll reach the point where once it's below the water and the region is pretty much aseismic, it's stable for really long periods of time. So it won't change much until you get near a trench, and then it will start to fault and segment as it goes down into the trench.
Yeah. DVL is not happy.
Oh. Feels not happy.
DVL does not like cliffs.
No.
Negative.
Like
Oh,
the bottom.
are we right at the top of a cliff? Or
Yeah, you can kind of see it in bubble cam again.
Oh yeah.
Or even in the Atalanta view.
Yeah. So we're at steep bits, which is nice.
Yeah.
So is this along this contour?
Yeah, I think following along this contour sounds great.
Great.
Kind of southwards, roughly.
Okay.
Southwards, roughly, crunch.
Following
weird.
the contour.
I wonder if... Never mind. I just got my one thruster anyway, so maybe that's why I'm a little more wiggly.
Bridge nav.
Crunch. Yeah.
20 meters, 215. Yeah.
215.
Yeah, following contours now.
Roger. I'll get us set up so we get better acquisition of the wall. All right. So how do you come down a wee bit more?
Yeah, what are you thinking though?
So I'm thinking I stretch out 15-meter delta. It's kind of hitting us in the face though, so maybe whatever keeps it not hitting us in the face so much.
I think I have to just get closer for that to be an option. Because I can come up, but then you don't have, like our delta's bigger. And I mean, I'm between 13 and 17. It's just coming up under me, being the stretched out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe we do 17 so it doesn't hit you so much.
Okay.
But we'll still have to go down a bit because I think it will kind of come out a wee bit.
Sure.
And then we can get some acquisition on the wall.
Okay.
And as long as we stay like 30 meters away from the wall for Atalanta, I think we're good.
Okay.
So, going down.
Raj.
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a series of stacked lava flows, and then it's kind of collapsed in different shelves sticking out. It's pretty cool looking. Super steep. It's not too much coral on it. There's a few kind of long rips, crinoids probably, maybe. Oh, there's a bamboo right here. Hard to see from this angle.
I think that's a narella.
You might have to move me a little closer. Because...
Little halothurian on the bottom.
Yeah, it's either moving closer or dropping down further in the water column.
I mean, I'm at 13 for delta, and I'm facing the opposite direction.
Yeah, well, so I'm also continuing to go down, and then I tug on you. So I don't
I know,
I'm
need
gonna
but
bring. I'll bring the ship
I've
up
been
a
paying
little
out
bit
with
too.
you.
Yeah, you can just move it like 10 meters over that way, Chris.
Yes. Breach nav, 10 meters, 270.
I am gonna spin back the other way.
Oh, no worries. Actually, I can take out the wrap, and then we're
Okay.
plus and minus to each other.
Sure.
Go, we're just taking out a tether wrap real quick. Stand by one.
Sounds good. Thank you.
And I'll just stay at 270 then?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And we're going 215?
Yeah, we're going 280.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, we were going 225, sorry. But we're getting a little closer, then we'll go.
Okay.
That looks like one big pillow.
So we call in the business a king-size pillow.
California king size, right.
Here's a question in the chat. Are the ROVs able to explore underwater caves, or are they strictly open water machines?
I think it was 2019? No, it was 2020. We did a paleo shorelines expedition at the end of the season. We did like daytime mapping with a ASV and nighttime ROV ops to explore those the places that the ASV found that looked promising for caves. And a lot of it involved shining light into places that looked like they could be caves, and getting as close as comfortable with the ROVs, depending on the size of like whatever sort of. I didn't really find that many like openings, right? Like as you'd imagine a cave entrance to look like, but sort of like lots of shadowed places where we're like, is there light coming out anywhere else? Do we see any reflections? And just getting as close to features like that without putting the vehicles in a position where they couldn't back out of. So definitely not like into any incredibly tight quarters, but maybe just parking space size spaces for Hercules and then backing out gently.
Ideally, we don't want to lodge stuff into places they shouldn't go.
Yeah.
We use our sonars for that. Back row, just to update, we're just waiting on a ship move, getting Atalant a little closer to the wall so we don't have to drop so much in altitude or in our depth.
Raj.
It'll take about 5 more minutes to feel the swing.
I kind of imagine like standing on this little shelf here would sort of be like standing on, I don't know, Half Dome at Yosemite, and just sort of like looking out. If if this were all above water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far down does the wall go?
My altitude sensor right now is reading 23. What's yours reading, Kylie?
46, 90, 89, 57. So not great reads on that, not sure.
Unknown. Right.
Actually,
We want altitude?
yeah.
Did somebody say
Norbit?
altitude? Oh dear.
There, I'm backing away from the wall a bit so that you can get some interesting data.
Wow.
That's a pretty
The
That
Norbit
looks
ran out of range,
deep.
it's so deep here.
Roger.
Directly under us is 33 meters, but just beside that there's a 70-meter deep hole.
Rod.
So
It's a nervous laugh.
So it is kind of like standing on Thank God Ledge.
Yeah. No wonder my altimeter is confused.
Oh, is
Depends on
that?
which way it wags.
I have to, yeah.
Is that what that viewpoint and on Half Dome is called?
I don't know about the viewpoint, but the very, very famous photograph from kind of midway up the climb, which is this. It's a ledge that's about anywhere from 12 to 18 inches wide on a vertical wall, is called Thank God Ledge.
Wow.
It's the one that's on the National Geographic cover shot with Alex Honnold standing on it with no ropes.
Oh yeah, that's wow.
That's
Okay.
called Thank God Ledge.
Changing my heading around for you.
Maybe it should be called Oh God Ledge.
Oh my God, it just keeps going.
Interesting.
Jeez.
How deep does it go?
Oh, off the end.
Oh, no, wait.
It's unfathomable.
All the way to the abyssal
It
plain.
is literally unfathomable. I just keep like cranking the range and it, oh my God.
We're not in the steepest part of the wall either. Between
I saw
waypoint 8
it-
and 9, it's going to be like...
I saw it go down to 180.
Meters?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, it was still going down and I just lost the,
Yeah.
I just lost the bottom, like off the end.
What about now? Is this the deepest point here?
Let me see. Yeah, yeah, see it? Just like,
Whew.
I mean, it just is going.
Wow.
The farthest reading I'm getting is 200 meters deep.
Wow.
So I've got the Norbit sonar up on channel 3. If anybody's.
Let me pull up this so you can get an idea of what we're seeing. You did your little, oh yeah, you can see it's like it's scooped. Right?
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool, Chris. You want me to do a full 360 or 180?
If you want, maybe ask the back row.
Yeah, Kevin, what do you guys think? While
Sure.
we're waiting?
We're waiting, so...
It'll just give you a little idea of what's down there.
Yeah. Yeah, at the steepest point, according to the bathymetry maps, it's about a 1,500 meter cliff between like waypoint 8 and 9.
Whoa.
The map is really sparse because we're only getting a handful of points down that go all the way down there. Jeez. Look at that. All the way down here we're getting.
Okay.
That's wild.
The excitement of discovery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
Seriously.
that's one of the things I love about the sonar stuff is you can see stuff that is like you otherwise would have had no idea, right?
Yeah.
Tell me a better spot here.
We got to switch to octomap cubes. That's what we want. There we go.
I mean, even with sort of your sparse, as you're saying, point.
Say again?
Yeah, even with this, your point map field is, like you said, a little sparse, but you can really still see the.
Yeah, well, it's enough to get the general idea.
Right.
It's cool how it's like scooped like that.
It looks like a classic slump deposit, the way it's spoon-shaped.
Sorry, I'm actually getting back into a different position here.
Roger.
Let's see. From there to there. Yeah. I'm getting, yeah, 240 meters. And then we just lose track of it.
Dang. That's cool.
So a quarter of a kilometer before
Yeah, yeah.
Before you don't know what else is down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
Yeah.
going. It's pretty nuts.
Let's not run into that wall, that's for sure. All right, Chris, can we do one more small step to the wall there, please?
Towards the wall?
Yeah. Or
Yeah. Towards us, Raj. Okay. Bridge nav, 10 meters, 305.
Bridge, I think your mic's still hot.
I'll get him.
Thanks.
Bridge nav, you have a hot mic. You left your mic on. It sounds like it's off now.
Okay, well, while we have a moment waiting for the move, let's do more morbidity stuff. What's that? Sorry? Okay. Okay. Try, wait, you just changed it again though, right? No. Interesting. Is it working on the chrome stuff over there? If not, Raj. Okay. Raj.
Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back? Oh.
Yeah, maybe it is. Oh, actually, if you click on the gauge screen and then you try to go back, then sometimes it acts all funky, or vice versa. No, I'm not a computer person.
Why what? Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do some heading changes here for you there, Chris.
Okay.
Kevin, it's still okay that we, since we're still waiting for the swing?
Yeah, as long as we're still in, if we're stuck here, yeah. Let's get some cool maps.
Roger.
It sounds like we're sort of doing this right in the right spot for kind of the objectives of coming to this corner of the seamount.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working hard to fill out a master's thesis.
I'm doing the same speed as yesterday at 0.7.
Okay. Oops. That's a little too close. There we go.
marine snow here seems a little more, I don't know, organized.
Yeah, it's definitely less sparse.
Than, you know, our last dive site, which was, what, 35 nautical miles away? Something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I think it's 40 nautical miles. 50.
50.
Yeah.
You can see how much the thing wanders around when we only have USBL. The frame rate is hard.
Almost there.
So you can see that gap between the new points and the old ones.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it wanders around. I mean,
Yeah.
you can see how fuzzy our USBL cloud is on here, so.
Yeah.
But at least it gives us an idea.
Totally. Looks like
Finally started to hook around.
yeah.
Seems like it.
All right. That's about 180 there. Let me go back now.
Do we have a large format printer on board where you can just print out a large scale map?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Put it on the list.
But if you ever need a laminator, we don't have one of those either. But we do have laminator paper and a heat gun.
Oh.
And it doesn't really turn out the same, but it's sort of like when you make those fake like Constitution style like crinkled up papers with dye it with tea. It's a little bit like making one of those but laminated.
Follow-up question, how desperate do you need to be for a laminated thing to heat gun the laminating paper?
At first I felt like this is fine. I just need this to work. And then I felt like it was
that's fun.
a challenge to get it to work. I kept burning through the laminate because the heat gun was most powerful.
Okay. You want to do some moves?
I do, but we're still
So
a little
far away.
Stand by. Let me get us. Sorry.
I think trying to use lamination paper.
How about we, when our next move, we just go a bit up into the wall a bit, you know what I mean? So like cut it so that we go up a contour and then we don't have to continue to wait.
Yeah. Like so. Okay.
Sorry, what's the plan?
So we're just going to cut up a contour a little bit.
Okay.
That way we don't have to wait
Bridge
for another
nav,
one.
15 meters, 260.
260, Raj.
We got what looks like a bit of a ripping current right out here.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it definitely is a bit of a current, which is nice for all the creatures living here, I suppose.
Yeah.
Maybe try like 8 meters on the delta, and then we can see if there's
Okay.
any way to get some good viz.
Okay. You did say 8, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I just double checking. I don't. We're just too stretched out.
Oh, that's all right. If you want to turn off your auto heading, so
Yeah, I'm just tail to tail.
yeah.
Raj.
The thruster's probably like, what did I do?
Got a nice like dead sponge laying right under the lasers there.
Yeah. Can we have a zoom on that dead sponge? Don't have to get close.
Yeah, it'll be pretty far, but this is about as far as, or as close as it's gonna get. Go ahead and push on in a bit, please. That'll probably be bouncy too.
Huh. Looks like almost branched.
I think it's the remains of a big branched out farreid that has just kind of come down wholesale from above and landed right there.
Yeah. Looks like there's a few. Must have been a little
Good, come wide, please.
mini landslide. Wonder if they're all on the same rock and it just tips over.
Yes. A little further south. Yeah. Because it looks like these contours are going to come out this way a little bit. So if we can make it go south a little, we might be able to close this gap. Yeah, why not? Maybe I'll do another, at least a long contour, maybe not directly south, because that'll pull us off again. Yeah. Bridge nav, 15 meters, 220. Yeah.
Tim or Jess, feel free to say no, but if you feel like putting up the Atalanta aft camera for Sat 2, that's my view of Hercules is coming out of that camera right now. We're tail to tail.
Oh, okay.
So that's, I mean, I'm not, yeah, it's up to you. I don't know if we would do that. It's not like a HD camera, you know.
Yeah, I think
Somebody
those two
would
channels
be
we leave.
non-tabby. Roger,
Yeah.
got it. Well, as long as the SPL knows that that's why we're not seeing anything.
Beautiful columnar basalt
Yeah,
fragment
look
here.
at that. That is really cool.
Yeah. So that was just a really massive flow at some point. A few meters.
Too bad there's not a rock sample here that you want. We're in the right spot. And we're in the right weighting configuration.
Yeah, I don't know.
What about the little pile kind of center left?
Oh, I can't reach that one, unfortunately.
If you want a rock, you
right,
can't have a rock.
Yeah.
anything right directly
You want
in
a rock?
front
You
of
take
us.
one of these or nothing. Hope you want to drill.
Like Jenga.
Yeah, I was thinking we can poke around here, but those all look really flat. I think they're just crust that's flaked off.
Raj.
Got some hemicorallium on the right. Right up at the top of the screen there, over that little ledge.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I'm just gonna yard you around for a few minutes.
Oh, no worries. Once you're like this, it's all good. Once you've given up and just facing the corner, it's all go from here. You pull me, turn me, I don't care. It's all blue.
Just making sure nothing's approaching from that direction.
Got a black coral hanging off the bottom of that fin.
That's the fun part about going along contours in a deep area. It takes a long time to get everything in position, and also just because we're so deep, we had to wait for the vehicles to swing. Oh,
Raj.
Looks like Argus is finally getting moving.
yeah.
It's like you want to be conservative about how much you move it, but small movements take a while to translate, right?
Yeah.
From the surface down.
Yeah, totally. Maybe we can go another contour call there, Chris.
Roger.
We'll just guess what we're at.
I'm gonna bridge nav, 15 meters to 70.
Starting to get those rolls where you're like, is the chair going to tip over?
Yeah.
Might.
Yeah. Yep, it might.
Jess is the only one that's safe.
I swear these should have seatbelts.
Did the weather pick up?
It feels like it. The wind is no, the wind hasn't. The rolls have.
Wow.
We're just in the trough.
Feels like it.
Yeah. Oh, it hasn't been updating. Roger.
That's why the wind is constant.
Raj. Happens to the best of us.
So what's the wind?
I'm working on finding the up bar. Here we go. The 26, so it's fine. Wind's 26, so we just might be in the trough. Pitch. Roll. Let me just... It's 5-degree rolls. Yeah, wind's like 20. Wind's in the 20s.
Raj.
We did get a gust up to almost 30. Raj. I just rogered myself.
Oh, yeah. That's
The ship's going into tuning fork mode now.
Tension's okay.
Raj. All right, Chris, you want to call another?
Okay, sort of down and I guess still closer, yeah?
I don't think we haven't felt this one yet.
So maybe just a long contour?
A long contour would be good.
Okay. Bridge nav, 15 meters, 200.
So ROV team, do you have sensors on, you know, like wire angle or anything like that, or do you just sort of have to feel it in the motion of the vehicles?
We have a camera on the wire angle coming off the ship, but that's it.
Oh,
and
okay.
then like the position of the ship relative to the vehicles, and to give you an idea of the layback.
Okay, yeah, that's what I guess what I'm talking about, the layback, the kind of the curve of the wire as it goes up to back up to the ship.
Yeah.
I see what Josh was saying about the plug.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing it's attached. You see
Very
it?
true.
Oh yeah, look at it. A nice little dangler there.
Yeah, so those rolls were 5 degrees one direction and 10 in the other. Not bad for Thursday morning.
10 degrees. Whoa.
Yeah, this is +5 and -10.
Yeah.
So if we're waiting here for a little bit, are we able to poke around for a rock? Or are we not close enough to the cliff?
I don't think we're not. I can drop down to my altitude here.
Well,
And really push into the wall if we can. Fly Kylie somewhere safe. Would you like that?
not if it's, yeah, difficult. I was just wondering if we can just poke around, but
I can definitely poke around.
so over here is some good looking rocks.
There's a little loose loop in the daisy chain,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
Yeah,
Just-
it's the lift line popping through, I think.
Yeah, just eyeballs on that.
Roger. And I get the air mount.
Yes, yes, yes.
Alright, bender is off, grab power is on.
Raj. Got comms.
Roger.
Got valve. Got craft. Okay. This guy? The middle screen?
Yeah.
There.
That's okay.
Try to get you settled here.
Maybe I'll just wait right here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just gonna forward stick into the wall. So.
Okay. Oh. Cliff. Raj, I'm gonna re-index.
Sure.
Sorry. Ooh. Oh.
Hold on.
Okay. I'm halted.
You guys want to zoom on that still?
I think we'll, well, yeah, if you want to zoom on it. I think we're going to take it, but
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna not spin it so much.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe steady here if you want to
Put it
jam
on
it
the
in.
porch.
yeah, it's very distinct, so we don't really need to.
Or just put it in the
Feel it.
box.
I was going to say put it on the sediment and behind it, and then just regrip it.
Okay.
Pull wide
Well,
there.
I don't know if we'll be able to see anything for a minute.
It's okay. We got a lot of time. Actually, okay, hold on to that guy.
Yeah. Getting twitchy.
Roger. Okay, do you think you have a good enough grip to stow it without regripping it?
It's about a
Probably no.
70% chance. Yeah, that'd be fine. But I don't want to say, yeah, it's totally fine, and then I drop it by accident, because accidents happen.
Any chance we can put this in the forward? Back row?
Yeah, they both should be empty, so I think that's fine.
Yep, I don't see any reason why not. We can always stack corals on top of it.
All right, let's just do that so that we don't have to regrip it because I don't
Yeah.
have a good spot.
Sounds good. Okay.
On your kill switch. Nice.
Data, what sample is this?
141.
141. Ah.
And which box was that?
The leftmost one, so that's
Oh,
lambda.
Lambda.
okay, cool. Thank you.
You gotta rewrite those labels.
Curious why you went with Greek letters, or the...
I think it was just, we have a, we like the ohm symbol, so I think they probably wanted that one and then just picked another one.
wavelength and resistance.
It was just fun.
Yeah, yeah, it had to be something. Could have been A and B.
All right, let's go somewhere. All right, Chris,
Yeah.
you want to just keep going along contour and then we'll step in as needed?
Okay.
Actually, this one, if you can cut in a little bit, would be
Okay.
great.
Can do that too.
Thank you.
Breach nav, 15 meters, 245.
You think my heading is okay, or like I have auto head off, or do you think I could try to walk it around now? I don't want to tug on you, but I was just thinking maybe we could try it, because now that I'm not, you know, I'm like, with auto heading off, it's not at 90 degrees. So I was thinking maybe I could get a little bit.
Yeah, if you want to come to 270 or so. But if it pulls it around, we'll just take it back out.
Yeah. We're back. Join the party again.
Timeout's over.
I'll just keep those moves coming because
Keeping them coming.
What's this? Center screen. Farther. Yeah.
couldn't push on there.
Little
please.
chrysogorgid coral.
Little squat lobster on there.
Is that a squat lobster? Yeah.
Yeah.
Camouflaging in.
Oh, wait, please.
Wide. It's crawling around in there.
It really is, yeah.
I wonder if you're a squat lobster, or I don't know, maybe even one of those brittle stars, and you're down here in the deep ocean with not much else around, and then you sort of blunder into a coral somehow, or even just find one through some sort of chemical sense. If you're just like, is this it? This is like what I've achieved in life, right? This is the pinnacle. I'm here.
Yep. It's home ownership.
I'm going to use those long claws to defend my home.
That's right.
It's my favorite thing. There's some places on the West Coast where you can come across like these kind of mudstone walls that are full of holes, and each hole has a little squat lobster inside. If you approach with the vehicle, like little
Breach
arms
nav,
come
15
out,
meters, 205.
wave at you.
And Kylie, I'll have you actually look more,
Like 260 to 250,
yeah, something like that.
like into the slope.
Yeah, and a little ahead.
Yeah.
Be great, thank you.
Is that a pile of dead sponge, maybe?
Looks like
Yeah, it
one.
looks like another one where a whole bunch of them fell in the same spot.
Sponge fall.
Sponge falls.
It looks so flat, and then you look in the bubble cam, and you're like, nope.
Yeah, it's surprisingly sedimented for how steep it is.
Yeah.
That might be related to why we're not seeing a bunch of coral.
Yeah, coral don't like sediment. Maybe under some of these rocks we'll find them.
There's one on the left there, lower left.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice little chrysogorgia.
Is that the one you want? Because it has multiple.
Yeah, maybe. Can we get a zoom on that?
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
This looks very much like what we were trying to sample. I don't suppose there's any chance we could grab this.
Yeah, we can give it we'll put a high delta in, and if we need to go, we'll go.
Okay.
Full wide, please.
Full wide.
Okay. Sense and bender are off.
Roger.
Cut and slurp, yeah.
Yeah.
Roger.
And then
Power's on. I'll flush the jar.
I might just ask you to take this cut, and then I'm gonna jump
Okay.
because of the cliff again.
Roger. Just waiting for comms.
Roger. Yeah, this is can be interesting.
Okay, coming on.
Roger.
Okay.
All right. I won't be able to land, so I'll just fly the eyeball.
Okay.
You're clear for zoom whenever you want.
Can we zoom a little? Hold that. That's good. I'm just. Okay. Okay.
Let me get you a little closer, lateral over. All right, I'll hold here.
Okay.
Get you a little closer.
Oops. Depth perception. How much of it?
That looks good there. Kind of down towards the, oh, wait. Probably a little more than that.
Yeah, Raj. 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 I agree. Sorry.
No, that looks like a good healthy chunk, hey?
Oh, let's look at it. Video zoom?
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and just slurp that,
And get a little more.
and then if we can get a little more, that would be great.
I
Okay.
don't think we have that much time, actually.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll slurp that, and if we see another, we might get another try.
Come wide.
You wanted to get a lower part of it, right? Because you said, like, the lower part of the coral can be different.
Yeah, and it gives us a little more tissue to work with. Unfortunately, just like working on a really steep wall like this, we're limited in the amount of time we have to grab the sample. So we're gonna definitely keep this, and then if we see another one as we move along, we'll give it another go. But yeah, we're gonna.
All right, yeah, 70% there.
Roger.
And we're lined up on number 5 right now.
Thank you.
If you want zoom, let me know.
Yeah, okay. Can I have some zoom? I think I've got it in there. Jeez.
Got one in.
Yeah. Wow.
Got 2.
That's all of it.
Nice work.
No, sorry. Okay, come on.
Thank you.
And that was sample 142.
I couldn't get that one.
Okay, 142.
Nice flying.
That was
Yeah.
like, that was hard.
Looks like the wall is stable so far in our sonar. We can try for another one if you'd like. Meredith.
I'm looking to see in the chat if anyone appears. Why don't we go ahead and keep moving for now?
Roger.
Sorry about that.
No, all good. It's a disc boat grab, that one, especially when we have multiple moving bodies.
Including the ship, not for nothing.
All right, Mike's there to reset the cameras.
Yeah.
3 moving vehicles and a small, delicate, frilly coral on a vertical feature. I think we did quite well.
Yeah, you crushed it.
So on our previous dives, you said if a coral detaches
Yeah,
from
you
a
can
rock,
start
it
coming
can
up with that.
survive depending on the species.
Yeah, there's some species that can reattach if they land in a suitable spot.
What about sponges?
Okay, coming up
I
hot.
think it's a little less clear with sponges. It's
Join you.
possible, I think, with some species. There are some species that are free living, and there are some that they've been documenting that move on the seafloor. So I would say, again, with some species, it's probably possible. I think a lot of the skeletons we're seeing are sponges that have previously died and then been knocked off either by current or other motion.
Some beautiful blocky lava flows right here.
Yeah, there's sort of a, I don't know, angular zigzag pattern in the rock there.
Yeah.
Just gonna tilt down a little.
Sure thing.
So with columnar basalts, sometimes you'll get, like, they can have different diameters in each of the columns. Is that just related to the thickness of the overall flow and the cooling time?
Yeah, it's probably a random distribution, with some parts of it are cooling a little faster than others.
All right, Chris.
Keep going.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
This one can just be a
Reach
long
nav,
contour.
15 meters, 190.
Oh, is that just?
Oh, I said this one. Yeah, it's good that it's just a long contour.
Okay.
We're plenty close now.
Thanks. Close, but not too close, right?
Yeah.
Here's a question in the chat. What is the latency between the ROV pilots and the vessel?
Between the vehicles and the...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It's considerable. So we'll call in a ship move to move Atalanta. And then, so right now we have 2,000 meters of cable out. So we have to consider when you start from a static position, you have no momentum. And as we keep on swinging, well, anyway, there's a latency between what we call in and what we feel on the bottom of the ocean. And that's anywhere from like 7 to 10 minutes, I would say.
What do you know what the latency is between like a control input and like when you move the stick to when you see a thruster move? Or yeah, between when you see the, I guess there's two factors, right? So they have maybe delay in the video potentially and delay in the input to the thrusters. I imagine the delay to the thrusters is not very much because that's just like a direct serial connection.
Maybe I zoom on that sponge.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But there might be some delay in the video, latency in the video.
No, I don't think so. I think because everything's traveling at the speed of light, right? So
Well, yeah,
there
but video compression doesn't.
Go ahead and push on in there,
Like
please.
still a few seconds.
Yeah, I would believe that. Yeah, because digital video usually has some kind of latency. Analog video doesn't, but.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is that the same thing we wanted in the back?
Huh, that's a
No.
weird sponge. I don't know what kind it is. Let's see.
That is a weird.
It's definitely one I recognize seeing in some of the photos in the online guide. And a bunch of little chrysogorgids all over the bottom side of this formation.
Go ahead and come wide, please.
Yeah, similar to the last dive. It's kind of like there's a little zone where you can find lots of chrysogorgia all over the place.
What's
I think this is more Remulligorgia.
Bridge nav, 15
Here.
meters, 190.
I've lost my heading.
Yeah, I don't think I'm giving you a tug though.
Yeah.
Go ahead and maybe cycle the auto heading.
Yeah. Maybe it is a little tug because it's.
I mean, I'm pretty close here.
No, I know. I don't know what else to suggest.
Maybe just cycle power to the thrusters.
Raj. Almost say, you know, Raj.
Reg.
Raj.
I'll try going back from whence I came.
Yep. Because, yeah, that tether wrap isn't real. It's not the tether wrap.
Steep overhanging cliffs over here.
I don't know, maybe if it's a current, because it's like, I got to 90 or 75 and it's having a hard time getting the rest of the way.
Do you want to zoom on that?
Nice halostylust.
Halostylust sponge in the bottom?
Was the little one we were looking at.
Well, where do you guys see this? Sorry.
Just right at the bottom of the screen.
This guy here.
Yeah.
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Pull line, please.
Got a bit of a little coral garden here with some sponges.
Yeah.
I'm just going to turn my dragging up.
Sure.
Bonk.
Yeah. Now I'm getting your tug.
They're all right out on the arete where they can maximize the current they get.
And are those barnacles or can we zoom on the manganese crust? Well, if not possible, but
Yeah, sure. Over to the right, you mean?
yeah, it was like kind of greenish right over like here. I was curious if that's the rock or if it's just something on it.
You want to stand by
Sorry.
on the zoom?
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Might just be sediment from this angle.
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
Yep, it's just sediment, sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Pull away, please.
It's impressive that it's getting in there at this steep.
Yeah.
So are we moving back around the corner to the left with the ship move, or kind of up?
So far, we're just we're following the cliff here.
Awesome.
Could we fire a Niskin bottle while we hang here in the water column?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm seeing them in the still cam. There's some
Reach
bamboo
nav,
corals we're about to
15190.
see.
There's a big one right there on the top.
Yep. A couple, looks like primnoids down below.
Very cool. Yeah, sure thing.
It's a pretty neat little corner you got here.
You want to just keep an eye on my, I don't know. It doesn't matter. That's not important. I couldn't get past 45.
Okay. Well, we'll just have you backwards then. Love it. Oh, we got your sonar. All right.
Okay. Niskin, right, okay. Roger, sorry. Brain. Don't have craft valve on. Okay.
Meredith, do you want me to buggy around to the other side, or is this okay here? It's all going to be kind of in the same breeze, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think this is going to be just fine.
Roger. The only one that's taken so far is one.
One Raj.
Going for gold. No, one's already taken yet. Roger. Fired.
Just confirm that was bottle 2, right?
That's correct.
Cool. And that was sample 143.
Sample 143.
Thank you.
I think it might be a current, Kylie, that's pushing your heading around. Because there's a good current that's pushing me.
Yeah.
And you can kind of see it across the face here.
Yeah.
So we'll just have you kind of
Turn off. I'm gonna turn off auto heading and then just do what we were doing before. It was fun to look at you for a while, but you know, it's funner to do the science.
yeah.
Ooh.
Want to just make a note that when we come back around, once we can, it's going to be going through the north.
Okay.
Because otherwise it's going to do weird things to our tiller wraps.
We got a bunch of brittle stars hanging out on a dead sponge. Maybe some more over there.
Giving us a really good view of what direction the current's coming from, because they're facing into it to collect as much as they can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty dramatic, just two different, on either side of the corner there. You see
Yeah.
a lot of life on one side and not so much on the other. A lot of life left.
That
Good
brittle
fish
star's
on it.
going for a trip. No idea where he's going to end up.
You're going to end up 80 meters somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's an interesting sponge. Go ahead and come away, please.
Little polyopogon sponge, most likely.
Thanks, Chris. Ready for another move whenever you have.
Ooh, there's a big old stalk sponge.
Breach nav, 15 meters, 190.
maybe the next move we'll get Atalanta a little bit closer and on the wall again.
Okay.
Those do almost look like barnacles, sort of brown, circular. I guess they're old sponge holdfasts.
Yeah.
Possibly the source of some of those dead sponges we were seeing on the slope a little below.
Whoa, the plot thickens. Dun, dun, dun. Evidence.
Reach
Yeah.
nav, hold position.
The bubble cam has a really great view right now, straight down with the sponge.
Oh yeah.
Bridge nav, 15 meters, 220.
It's Chris. I wonder if some of our moves is also being baked into like this current that's pulling.
Yeah, maybe.
Because like,
Yeah, even when we just settle out, like you guys are still way the heck over there.
yeah. Perhaps that's also where some of those ship moves went from earlier.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem like
Just
we were making much headway for a while.
Sucking up the current. Yeah.
Checks out.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm giving it to Kylie.
Yeah, that is a good view from the bubble cam. Right down the cliff.
So a question for Tim. I know we record the main HD cam, and still images get taken from both Atalanta and Herc. Does anything like the bubble cam get recorded, or is that just transmitting for now and then it's gone forever?
No, everything's recorded. Yeah, there's I think because they're lower definition cameras, we have two recording decks that are kind of above me to my right up here. They say Rec 3 and Rec 4. And yeah, so the Rec 3 is recording everything on, well, not everything, maybe 4 cameras on Hercules. And then we've got the main Zeus camera and the sextant still camera. And then Rec 4 is recording Atalanta's 2 cameras.
If we make our way over there, can we have a zoom on this like vein-like structure?
That's a yes from Jess.
Might just be sediment in a crack, but I kind of want to see it closer.
You're off SPL.
Sure thing.
So Meredith, for example, I understand there was some excitement the watch before us earlier today. Something about a urchin and going into a sampling box in an odd way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's gonna. The Herc cameras were pretty good at picking up what was going on there. So I know that those data have been
Reach
stored.
nav, 15 meters, 210.
Excellent. Yeah, I think there was much internet excitement. Rumor had it people were making their own highlight videos ahead of us.
Wow. You have to give me some more leash there, Kylie, and I'll look at the vein for him.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Thank you, thank you.
And for anyone watching at home, that was actually on yesterday's dive, not just the watch before us.
That's right, yeah, because days happen like that. That's funny. My brain. Like,
It's all blurring together now. It's
Yeah.
basically one continuous ROV dive, start to finish, for the last 8 days.
Depending on when you sleep yesterday.
Yeah, push him in there, please. Is this the vein you're referring to there, Kevin?
This one over here.
Oh.
Although they're pretty similar if you want to zoom in on that one in front of you.
Coming down.
Raj. Yeah, we can go up the one.
Good.
Yeah.
Managing the tether.
Yeah, I think it's just a crack that's filling with sediment. It looked like a potential calcite vein from the distance.
Raj. Couldn't do a little bit of a zoom there.
It is still more lithified than most of the sediment, but my guess is just sediment. Thank you.
Yeah, full wide, please.
So how would a calcite vein form in basalt?
You can actually have groundwater flowing through the rock and it will precipitate out calcite. So a lot of times when we pull up these basalts, they'll have what's called vesicles, little gas pockets all over the place. And through time, you know, at this depth, they'll fill in with calcite, with groundwater just moving through the rock, and it interacts with the surface of the basalt and starts precipitating out crystal calcite. At deeper depths, you tend to get zeolites, which is another type of silicate mineral. And so oftentimes the vesicles in all of these basalts are filled. The term for it is called amigadol. It's a funky word.
I'm going to start coming down some more there, Kylie.
You're coming down?
Yeah.
Raj.
Another lovely stalk sponge. And a vase sponge.
Gonna give me some more leash there.
Unleashing.
Raj.
Unleashing.
The guide is telling me these could be a sponge called saccocalyx.
Which one would you like to look at?
We'll zoom down that vase. We'll see if there's a little associate living in it.
Sure.
It's always exciting. Yep, I think I see a little crustacean in there.
That's good. I'll get the right angle here. Oh, you want to come in down a wee bit there, Kylie?
Raj.
And we're back with more of this metalllogorgia around.
All right, go ahead and push a little more there, please.
There's something back in there.
Yeah, some kind of probably
Kind
shrimp.
of right in here.
There's that isopod on the left.
Yeah, a little isopod there.
Go ahead and come a little wide there.
So that shrimp will live its whole life in that grass sponge. Can't get out.
Is there another one?
Bridge nav, 15 meters 205.
Go ahead and push on in there again.
Understood. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a nice looking sponge on a very thin stalk.
Pull away, please. So that means he's going to be dragging us to the south?
That, it looks that way.
Okay.
So that's a halostylust.
Back row. We have the ship running off to the south right now. So we might all keep visual contact with the wall, and once it starts, it means kind of at a good booking speed right now. Once I need to, I'm going to change heading and we'll go into blue water.
Okay.
We'll let you know when the ship's back to functioning.
Raj.
I'll put it in here.
Thanks.
Seems like the bow thruster is out. The jet pump is okay. But now we're getting a beam to the wind.
Raj, do you mind zooming out on there, please?
Yeah, understood.
Looks like another sponge and another one with a very long, thin stalk.
Be another halostylus. So both of those are. One of them's got one of those nice purple crinoids.
As he's going south, he's coming up on the wall.
Yeah, he'll start to come up on it a bit.
Kylie, I'm gonna
Coming up.
come on up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raj.
All right, back row. We given the way the direction the ship's running off, it's going higher in elevation, so we're gonna have to just come off the wall and blue water.
Okay. Raj.
Roger.
Yeah, you got a big swing in regardless of what happens now, so.
Yeah.
You want me to just pull you up?
Yeah, we'll just go up fast as we can.
Raj. So just do 30 and you'll catch up?
I think I'm only doing like 15 right now, 13.
Well, that's what I mean, like, you want me to pull you up with me?
I think we're okay.
Okay.
We'll watch the sonars. If not, we'll haul up.
I will do that, Raj. If I need to, I will just will. And we have weights to pitch if we feel like it.
Yeah, we got them all still right.
That's a steep old cliff.
Yeah, we got it all.
Hey, Kevin, earlier you were talking about like the groundwater creating these cracks in the rocks. Does that mean that this area was formed above the water? Or?
No, maybe groundwater's not the right term, but basically water, even on the seafloor, at great depth, water will flow into the ground through seeps and cracks and pore spaces. And this pore water can then start to change its pH and composition and will deposit minerals in certain areas.
Raj.
And leach elements in certain areas as well. So yeah, there's a lot of areas on the seafloor where water penetrates in. Seamounts are actually a good source for water penetrating into the sea floor because the thick sediment that makes up the abyssal plains is actually kind of hard to penetrate water into. But yeah, water is constantly cycling in and out of the crust.
It can actually penetrate quite deep into the crust, and that's the source of some of the water that you see coming out of things like black smoker chimneys, isn't it?
Yeah, so yeah, close to the ridge, you can have pretty high normal faults, and you can get water going down, and that will become superheated as it comes near, magma chambers and stuff, and it will cause leaching of metals. And as soon as it hits the cold water, it'll work its way up to the surface, hits that cold water, it'll start precipitating out those metals immediately. Yeah, you'll get those black smokers and white smokers, depending on the temperature.
One of my favorite seafloor features.
Yeah. NOAA should be diving on some hydrothermal fields on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge right now. I haven't been able to check out what they're up to, but that was their plan.
They are having some mechanical difficulties, but I have a colleague who's supposed to be on that cruise, and they're hoping to leave next week.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you should check out those live streams. Those should be really cool. There's a lot of really unique animal fauna communities in that area as well, in hydrothermal fields.
And notice how you drop it like around the starboard side a bit. Thank you. Yeah. Not the ideal place for us to have a ship run up, huh? Nice. Nice. Double stacker. Go ahead and drop it low or go low. Yeah. Nice. That's great. Nicely done. Thank you. Yeah, for now, we'll keep an eye on that wall. Yeah. I think the arm's still on. Great. Oh, it's good. Oh, actually, no, I don't. How's the ship? I think it's current. Might be current, yeah. 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 Well, I think for the rest of our watch, we'll be getting back to get the next watch set up. So do you guys want to look at where you want the next watch to come online? Do some work?
Yeah, maybe we'll move them towards waypoint 4.
Great.
They can start there and figure it out what they want to do. It looks like the ship has taken us there anyway.
That is a serious cliff.
Oh, they're still dragging us off.
Yeah, it's gonna This is going to take a minute.
Yeah. For
Roger.
sure.
I think they get to start at
Okay,
waypoint
Kaylee,
4
you
whether or
wanna do the
not
other
they
one?
want to.
They might start at
Oh.
waypoint 9. We'll see.
I want both weights off.
Okay. Bender and sensor are still off, I believe.
That's correct.
Okay. Just wait on comms. Okay.
And then this one might swing, so watch the camera.
Okay. Just pull it straight out away from the sextant.
Yeah, out and down. Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. Valve. Okay, coming on.
Great. Can you center up on this again, please?
Yeah.
All of them? Raj.
Yes.
And one of them is stuck. Okay. Raj, same. Okay, jeez.
Looks like the cliff might be leveling out a little bit here.
Okay. I can always pick up some rock ballast when they get to the bottom. Yeah, okay.
I'm sure that won't be a problem.
Valve off. Relay. Oh, thank you. You want me to slow down a little? Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
We have an exciting dive going on, guys.
Nice work, ROV team.
Keep you on your toes.